Hey there, hope you're doing well. The study of biology should be different than it is today. This is where students should learn biology, as they do, for example, in a nature school. We need to start with the real world and develop from there. That's the logical thing to do and the proper way to teach someone to reason. The way it's done today, people are trying to get a lot of knowledge in the student's head, and that is a good goal, but the means are mistaken. Students are just memorizing. That's why we hear biology is hard and when are we ever going to use this? Students should learn about individual animals and plants as we have out here. They can see and touch and feel for themselves. Learn about them and how they fit together. Then they're learning good skills of logic. The way it is now, students memorize. They don't understand. They memorize biochemistry, which they're not even ready for. To understand biochemistry, you have to connect the fields of biology and chemistry. And if you know neither, you cannot develop the theory or the concept of biochemistry. Students should spend years studying biology and years studying chemistry before they ever get to the biochemistry. Then, as I've said, they can put those two together to make biochemistry, but they need to get a real life hands-on development of chemistry. Same thing with biology. Then they can get to the biochemistry. And that would be in late high school or college. Most of them shouldn't learn it at all because it's not logically appropriate. They're not getting anything out of it. We could use our time and their time a lot better by teaching them the biological basis of the biochemistry first. Students are just memorizing things they don't understand, and then that teaches them, it gives them a false impression of what knowledge is and how thinking occurs. They need to learn how to reason and be logical properly by starting from the evidence of the senses and building their concepts up from there. We can start with individual plants and animals and then see how they're related. And ecology will teach students a lot of skills of reasoning and logic that we need as human beings and they'll need as adults. It teaches them scientific thought, how to engage in close observation and draw conclusions and generalize. Biochemistry is important to know, but it should be done when appropriate and when the student has reached that level of thought. Other than that, it's just memorization and doesn't teach a proper concept of science or reasoning or logic. Ecology teaches students how to connect ideas, as I said, how to generalize, get close detailed observation, how to compare and contrast, find similarities and differences, see causal interactions, and those are the things that are very important for someone to learn while they're growing up so they can use it as an adult. So students learn about context and cause-effect relationships. They learn how to build up complex systems of interaction in their head. And that is the kind of thing that will help them in understanding politics, how people interact with the whole. It'll help them understand anthropology. It will help them understand our food system and the world they live in. It'll help them understand what life really is. And it would give them the thinking skills they need for marketing and engineering. For marketing, looking at a group of people in a context, people who you want to do business with. Students will learn how to put a group of people that they're marketing to in context, and think about how they live, how they interact with the whole environment, the economy, other people, how they can use the product. They'd have the thinking skills to do things like that. Same thing would come up in engineering or art. Ecology is a good way to teach biology and thinking skills, and that is what education is about. Education should be about teaching students logic and reasoning so they could think independently. And that's a thought for today. If you have any questions or comments, let me know, please.